The main secret of wealth and of success in general has been revealed. Why does someone manage to become a successful businessman and someone else does not? Why does someone manage to lose weight and someone else does not? Is it talent? Is it fate? Maybe it's some magic of your birth date? No, in fact, everything is much simpler. Anyone can become rich and successful. And today I will tell you my story and reveal the very secret of wealth. And to make this time as useful as possible, I will be drawing gratitude. You can join in and draw with me. Those who don't know how to draw gratitude, it's very effective. It's a super cool algorithm. Follow the link in the description to this video and we can draw together. Let's take the example of how I became a businesswoman when I couldn't get into the college. I applied to a theater college and I realized that I needed to go to work for hire. I went to work for hire, but I was paid very small money and it didn't suit me. Then I got into show business and, by the way, earned well, but it was still a hire. I was still a person who received a salary. I understood that with this money you can live in a big city, but at the same time it is unlikely that you can buy an apartment. And I had almost no free time. I didn't have higher education. I understood that it would be very difficult for me to change my job, to become some kind of top manager of a large company. It was unrealistic. And here, thanks to fate, because I had no choice but to go to business, and you there were businessmen. Already at my 17, 18 years old, when I worked for hire, I tried to conduct some business activity, but since I didn't have either experience or initial capital, I first came to help the guys who were already in business. This could not even be called a hire because they didn't pay me, I just came to gain experience. This was the very show business. We held concerts in my hometown. I observed how other businessmen work and understood that I want to work for myself. I understood that I'm not ready to work for hire all my life. One of my first businesses, now of course looks funny, I went, you won't believe it, to sell SIM cards. And I stood and offered SIM cards to people who passed by. And next to me was a girl who sold ice cream and her trade was going very briskly, and she tells me, "You have a husband with citizenship, why don't you start selling ice cream yourself? I would love to become a businesswoman and sell ice cream, but I don't have permission, the right to work. I'm from another country, I'm here illegally at all." And I ask, "How much does such a refrigerator cost?" And she says, "That's the point, nothing. It is rented. The company that sells ice cream gives it to you absolutely free. You just need to buy ice cream from them." So we discussed it and we decided with my husband that we urgently need such business, and we called the company that gave these refrigerators and sold ice cream. And they asked, "Do you have permission to put a refrigerator on the street?" We say no. They say, "Well, guys, you're crazy, because this permission, it's made in advance for half a year. That is, we get it in winter, you're officially registered at this point, and after that we give you a refrigerator, ice cream, and you start trading." We were not satisfied with the sounds. I understood that I really wanted to earn money, and we decided with my husband to rent a refrigerator, buy some ice cream in a supermarket, and stand with this ice cream on the street. There was no refrigerator for rent because it was in the middle of the season, and we decided to buy a refrigerator from Hans, a little tired one. After buying the refrigerator, it turned out that it doesn't hold cold. That is, it only works from the socket. Usually they last a few hours, like these portable ones. They keep the cold for a few hours on a generator. There was no generator here, but we already bought it, and we decided that it would not stop us. We agreed with the foreman of the construction site, which was near the place where we decided to sell ice cream, that they would give us an extension cord and we would connect to it. My husband ran to the store, bought there some ice cream, brought it to me, gave it to me, and without any permission we stood on the street at the intersection with this ice cream. And the refrigerator looked miserable. There was very little ice cream in it. People started to come up and buy ice cream, and as soon as they bought, I called my husband and asked him to run and buy new ice cream. Our margin was minimal because he would run to the store, buy ice cream, run back, and I would sell it for just $1 more. First day we worked perfectly, and we had to hide the refrigerator somewhere for the night. We hid it at the construction site, paid the foreman another $50 so that this refrigerator, here retention, stood all night in the socket charging, because as soon as it was disconnected, the ice cream melted. And the next morning we come and it turns out that all the ice cream that was left melted, because someone somehow pulled the cord out of the socket and everything melted. I don't remember how many days I stood there, 1.5 or 2 maybe, and then a car pulls up at the traffic light. The window goes down, and from there such a confident, beautiful woman shouts at me from the traffic light, "Lady, who gave you the permission to sell ice cream here?" And I tell her, "Prefecture?" She turns to me and says, "I did not give you such permission. I give you 5 minutes to clear this place." Now call my husband and say, "Pick me up." As you understood, the business ended in nothing. We put the refrigerator for sale and sold it back for $200, realizing that it didn't work out. So what's the main secret to wealth? What do you think? The fact that most people at this point decided that business is not for me. There are people who are lucky, people who have investments, or people who have someone to advise. And most people at this point would say just, "Yes, I'll go back to being hired because everything is clear, I won't succeed here." What distinguishes successful people, people who become millionaires, people who become large-scale businessmen? For them, any mistake or any negative experience is just the first step on their big path, and they never stop at this step. What was next? My husband and I opened about 13 or 15 businesses. I'm too lazy to count now, but there were a lot of them. You know what's the catch? The fact that most of these businesses ended roughly the same way as the ice cream story. Of these 15 businesses, 3 became really successful. The first business where we earned $700,000 in the first 6 months happened to us probably on the 5th or 6th attempt. And in general, by the way, there is a statistic that among businessmen, if you officially registered your business with the tax office, then within a year, 95% close. Why? Because people make one attempt and then decide that this is not mine. I have no talent for this, I will not succeed, and stop trying. So what is the secret to wealth, my friends? In a large number of attempts. I had been overweight for a long time, and for about 20 years, I had a huge number of attempts to lose weight. I tried psychologists, I tried hypnosis, I tried absolutely everything. That is, you have some number of hypotheses on how you can achieve success in something, and as long as you have hypotheses, you have a chance of success. And as soon as you stop trying, there are no chances. And this is the main difference between successful people and people who live a life they are dissatisfied with. How did my weight loss story end? I found Neurographics, and thanks to it, after 20 years of attempts, I was able to work through my subconscious, stop compulsively or overeating, and no, I don't keep any diets. If you're familiar with this telescopic story when you lose weight and gain weight endlessly, like this video, like this story. Most successful people make a large number of attempts. I think you've all heard stories about how publishers didn't accept some manuscripts and then they became super popular bestsellers. How do these people keep enthusiasm, and how I keep it when it doesn't work out the 10th, 20th, 30th time? Every time you face the fact that it didn't work out again, reassess your goal. How relevant it is to you now. I had periods when I decided, God be with it, I will be fat all my life, and for some period I stopped pursuing this goal. At that moment it was not relevant to me, but then, listening to myself, I realized that no, I still want to try to live in a slim, healthy body, and I returned to this goal again. If the goal still excites you, if the goal causes your emotion, if the goal ignites you, then you just need to find a new approach. You need to come up with a new hypothesis and try again. If there are few people in your environment who constantly make attempts and you understand that you have no motivation, that you do not believe in yourself, subscribe to my Telegram channel because it's very comfortable and cool to develop when you see the same environment around you. What to do if a lot of energy was spent on the goal, attempts did not lead to a result, and the goal stopped igniting you? Leave it alone. Sometimes we greatly overestimate the importance. We so want to achieve this goal that by the law of resistance, by the law of physics, the more we press, the stronger the resistance. The more we want to achieve the goal, the harder it is for us to achieve it. Let it go for a while, and after some time reconsider whether you need it. But let's be honest. All people make a lot of mistakes and a lot of attempts. This is life. Write in the comments about your number of attempts and how quickly you achieved your goal. How does businessman mindset work in general? There is a goal, and there are, for example, 50 ways to achieve it. The task of a businessman is to go through all the options and stop at the one that worked, then keep pressing this button indefinitely as long as it works. And as soon as this button has exhausted, there is a new goal, new paths, new hypothesis, and new button presses. That's the secret. Well, I finished the drawing. That's how my gratitude looks like. And I'm grateful to you for watching this video to the end. If you want to learn how to draw Neurographics, follow the link in the description.